Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It has taken me a while to decide to make this video, and I decided to make the video finally because I am tired of being shamed into silence. I am tired of people telling me to allow time to deal with the narcissist, because in allowing time, the narcissist is free to continue their abuse, continue to destroy another life. And I don't think it's fair. By keeping silence, we are allowing abuse to continue. Other persons out there are unaware that these predators are about because no one is saying anything. Some person is afraid of what people will say about them if they start to speak up. And I know that by making this video, I am opening myself up to these trolls. And I have been through so much with narcissistic persons that whatever, right? I am tired of it. I am tired of it. So, with that said, my name is Rosalie Mitchell. And if you're one of those persons who can't sit or be patient for me to tell my story because I won't be able to tell it in one sitting, you can go ahead and purchase my book on Amazon, Passing Through the Fire of the Narcissist, or you just type in my name, Rosalie Wright. That's my maiden name, right? And you'll see that book along with other books that you can purchase and get a summary of my life journey with the narcissist. All right. So, for those that are willing to stay with me through this journey, because I am new to the whole scheme of the narcissist and the healing process, and I just want to share my experience as I go along, and I pray that it helps someone to look out for the signs, especially for the covert narcissists. It's very hard to detect because they are slick. But from my experience, you may pick up some of the telltale signs and the red flags that you can look out for. So, my journey with the narcissist started out at a very young age, at the age of 15. And if you know the narcissist, they go for the young and the vulnerable, the inexperienced, persons that are dependable on them. And if you're not dependable, then they'll make sure of that. And I have learned that. So I got introduced to this person by my mother. That's a story for another time. You know, they love bomb you, the gifts and the Prince Charming, and then you're so young. You have no idea that you were being groomed, you were being taken advantage of. You just going along because you think, oh, this is just like your dream come true, fairy tale. You know what? Teenager, you start to build up unrealistic expectation in your mind of the Snow White and the Beauty and the Beast and all these things. So you don't know the danger of getting into a relationship at that young age, especially with a person that is manipulative, controlling, and abusive. So I got entangled, and I'm telling you, when you get entangled with a narcissist, oh my gosh, it's horrible. And get pregnant at 16. We had our first child. Got married at 19. And during that time, it's just the verbal abuse, the tearing away of your self worth. I remember after I had my daughter, I wanted to go back to school and I wanted to become a nurse. And I told him that I'm going back to school to pursue an education in nursing. He says, no. I'm like, no, no. I don't want a wife that is, as in our country, you would say, I don't want any wife that cleans her foot. And I'm like, really? So, being so young, I decided, okay. So, I went back to school and I did early childhood education and I started to pursue a career in that. Only now to find out that his mistress that he has in America is a nurse and he's planning to marry to her to get a green card. That's a story for another time. I'm not going to run ahead of myself. So I go to school. I got my certificate in early childhood education. I started working at a school just 5 minutes from where I lived because that's the only thing he would allow. I used to work in a jewelry store and he would come there every day to wait on me. I remember one time he had an altercation with one of my co-worker because he claimed that the young man was being too friendly, which he's not. He wasn't. And I asked him not to come back, but that was a problem. And eventually, I left out that job. So I worked at that early childhood institution for about 6 years. And every day, even though the school was so close, I was cheating, I was this, I was that. My personal things was being searched. I was just being accused day in and day out to the point that I was so stressed because we had our third child at this point. And it was a very difficult pregnancy because during that pregnancy, as you know, the accusation and it wasn't his child, and I was like, I got so fed up. I'm like, okay, it's my child. I'll take care of him. So I purchased all this stuff and I decided that Even though I'm married, I was like a single mother during that relationship. So I do what I must do. When he found out that it was a boy, because we have two girls previously, his attitude changed, or so I thought. And he started becoming all this loving, devoted dad, and oh my gosh, picture of perfection. Anything that makes him look good in the public eye, that's what he gravitates to. Oh, my son, this and my son, that, and the works. So the abuse continue, the cheating, even with family members. And I would forgive and I would move on. I cry, I depress, I go to the therapy. You know, I put up with all of that. And looking back, I can see where I enable a lot of the abuse because I was unaware mentally. I wasn't prepared for the love bombing, the devaluing, and this never-ending cycle. I wasn't prepared for it. It reached to the point that every time I speak up, he would get sick. We go to every doctor. We went on vacation overseas and we spent all the time at the hospital because his heart was fluttering, his hair, he was dizzy, and all the works. And I was so distracted with him, feeling so sick that I've totally forgot what I was upset about. And I recognize over the years that it's just keep, the cycle just keep. And I slowly start to learn the pattern, start to learn the tricks that he's using against me. And I started to make a note. That's very important. Take note, record, record, because they will say one thing to you and you just step away and you just change. They have never said that before. What are you talking about? I did not say that. Oh, you're twisting my words and you're wondering, am I crazy? I just, yes, take note, record everything, date everything. That's very important. And I'll get around to it. So, abuse continues. The drama, the sickness, and all of it continues. And the stress, all of it. Just over and over and over and over. And I go through this for years. They are so controlling, it's not even funny. I can recall one specific occasion. I wasn't feeling well, and he went out to work, and I did not tidy up for that day. My house is always clean because when you're with them, you develop OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, because you're trying to make everything perfect because you don't want the shouting and the abuse. But this day I didn't do anything. And when he came home, He looks around and he says, "You're here from morning and you didn't do anything." And I'm like, "How did you know that I didn't do anything? Because the place is clean." "Oh, I leave this little," he was showing me a little black thing on the step, that he left it there and he came back and he saw it there. And I'm like, if you had to mop the floor, that means it didn't need sweeping. Because if you didn't put that black thing down there, you wouldn't know if I sweep or not. So the fact that you left it there just to know if I sweep, yes or no. No, this is not right. This is slavery. So those are the things they will do, because regardless of how I'm feeling or if the house want to sweep, yes or no, I must get up and do it because that's my job. They don't see you. You're not a wife. You're not a partner. You're their helper. I have to cook a fresh meal every day. Every day. Sometimes you look in the fridge, the food container stock so high. "Oh, I don't want hot food for dinner. I don't want leftover for dinner. I don't want this and I don't want that." And every day I have to call him. What should I prepare for you today? And he tell me and I have to prepare that. God forbid if I feel like preparing something that I like. I remember when I was pregnant and I didn't feel for the regular rice and peas and chicken. That's every Sunday. That's our tradition in our country. And I wasn't feeling for that. I felt for, I know this probably be shocking to some person, but I was feeling for cow foot with bean and white rice. And I put the mixed vegetable in the white rice and some sour sap juice. That's what I was feeling for. And I remember I got up the Sunday with my big old belly in front of me. And I prepare my cow foot and bean and rice and mashed potato on the side and my sour sap juice. It was so refreshing and I enjoyed all of our sweet ate and I thought everything was fine. The Monday, it was like, "You never cook no Sunday dinner, so me have to go cook Sunday dinner today, Monday." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I cook and we ate." "No, on a Sunday dinner that. Him no want none of that again for him Sunday dinner." And I had to cook the rice and peas and chicken on the Monday like it's a Sunday. And I'm like, "No man, this is crazy. This is crazy." But as again, I tolerated it. I enable it. And this continues for years. Years. 28 years to be exact. Right? So, again, record whether mentally, I prefer physically, because they lie with every breath. Every breath. I think they are incapable of telling the truth. So record everything. Take a note of everything. Remember, I tell you, take a note of everything. So this is where I stop for today, and I'll continue in the next video. Thanks for listening. If you have any question, if you have anything you have to say, I'll welcome it. I'll try and read and respond in future video. All right, so you can like, share if you like, and subscribe. All right, take care. Remember, keep safe, take note, and you are deserving of love. Bye until next time.